Welcome to Radio Express World News, presented by Vibha Ramesh, Los Angeles, United States. The United States election scenario has made headlines yet again as U.S. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy announced the suspension of cost-cutting operational changes that he had initially proposed until after the November elections. The decision was made in the light of widespread outcry and claims that the measure carried a political agenda for the president to aid in his re-election effort. Further, an extraordinary convention convened by the Democrats displayed a crystal clear image of how the twin forces of the pandemic and opposition to President Trump has capsized the nation's politics. The once positively touted pool testing has recently been found to be less beneficial when most samples in the pool test positive for coronavirus. This is because further individual testing needs to be conducted to segregate the negative sample from the pool, which involves wasting more testing apparatuses and chemicals. Data has it that jails and other correctional facilities are reporting more virus-related deaths with 1,002 fatalities recorded on Tuesday. Further, a study reveals that prisoners are 5 times more susceptible to contracting the virus than the nation's overall rate. And the death rate too is higher, with 39 deaths per 100,000 than the national rate of 29 deaths per 100,000. Meanwhile, a massive federal research is on to identify if the addition of another drug to the known coronavirus drug remdesivir will hasten patient recovery. To this effect, the drug beta interferon is being studied for efficacy in working with remdesivir. Moving over to France, the latest resurgence has instigated the reinforcement of masks in business places too, as announced by the government on Tuesday. Authorities are also vehemently urging people to take the safety measures seriously. As tweeted by French Labour Minister Elisabeth Borne, France cannot wait for the health situation to get worse. With our business partners, we want to take every precaution to avoid the propagation of the virus, to protect workers and guarantee the continuity of economic activity. As is the case with most countries, the surge was directly a result of relaxing the safety measures and returning to pre-coronavirus lives marked by travel and community socialization. According to a recent report, nearly 30% of the new infections are in young adults between 15 to 44 years of age. Even as the latest outbreak in Hong Kong seems to be fading away, a new cluster of infections was detected among Port City's dock workers. The dockers are known to live in crowded dormitories, and testing revealed that at least 57 out of the 65 infections were among dockside workers linked to the city's Kwai Sing container terminals. Prompt remedial action was taken by the Union of Hong Kong Dockers. In effect, they decided to expand employee accommodation and resort to direct hiring of workers rather than outsource the task to smaller firms. Meanwhile, the Swedish Ministry of Foreign Affairs declared the temporary withdrawal of its diplomats from North Korea. The ministry cited pandemic-related difficulties of travel and diplomatic postings as reasons for the withdrawal. In effect, the embassy is in talks with North Korea on this subject. Over to India, a Bangalore-based ophthalmologist was arrested by the National Investigation Agency for alleged association with an ISIS offshoot. He confessed on interrogation of conspiring with Syria-based operatives on securing messaging platforms for ISIS activities. Under the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme, around 2.5 crore migrant workers without ration card received free food grain. The Air Bubbles program would likely expand travel between India and over 20 countries in a bid to ensure connectivity until complete resumption of flights. Some of the countries include Russia, Australia, Israel, Kenya and Philippines, to name a few. South Korea is battling a surge in infections which surfaced in the past week. Immediate measures have been taken as social distancing rules were tightened in Seoul metropolitan area. Moreover, authorities have imposed a ban on all gatherings of over 50 people indoors and more than 100 people outdoors, as well as shutting down high-risk facilities which include nightclubs, karaoke rooms and buffet restaurants. Even prayer services have been switched to online mode as announced by Prime Minister Chung Se-kyun. According to data revealed by the Korea Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the country reported 246 new COVID-19 infections on Tuesday, which totaled to 15,761, including 305 deaths. Subsequent to the lockdown of a reception center last week, Greece has imposed a lockdown on 2 facilities for migrants after new infections were traced. The infections have added to the existing woes thrust by the recent spike. As of date, the country has recorded just over 7,200 confirmed cases and 230 deaths. The surge has triggered the introduction of new restrictions to handle the local outbreaks, and authorities have warned of more measures in the event of an increase in the number of new infections. In a twist to the pandemic's implication, airlines that are flying into Australia are disappointed with the government's international arrival cap. In order to stay profitable and also adhere to the arrival cap, airlines confirmed that they are prioritizing business passengers over others. There were times when a flight carried as low as 30 passengers. A spokeswoman for Qatar Airlines commented on Tuesday that the crucial deciding factor of the passenger list is the commercial value of tickets. This has left several overseas Australians on a long wait to return home. With that, we come to the end of this news bulletin. Thank you for joining us. Please stay tuned for the next program on Radio Express. To receive Radio Express English news and English programs in your WhatsApp, please send a WhatsApp message, English programs, to 90727 95547. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Radio Express. Thank you.